All right, couple of housekeeping items here while we're waiting for our groups to return. The first is that there was a working group, took a couple of bites at this holistic coast concept, and we think we've moved it forward. We're probably at what I would call a 95% solution in terms of where we're at with the definition here. So if you've got comments on this, get those to David Conrad as we go into the final report. But for purposes of what we're doing today, this is kind of the framework we're moving out with. Now, the one addition we put in here is we tweaked some of the internal words to provide emphasis, and we realized that we needed to bring flood risk into the definition itself or into the concept itself. So we've actually included flood risk in the bottom as a parenthetical attachment to this notion. The reason why we did that, again, is that by putting flood risk into the top part of the definition, we feel that we're too much narrowing a concept that has broader application. So that was where we're at in terms of this concept. Again, if you've got additional tweaks or comments on this, feel free to get those to David Conrad, and we'll begin to modify as part of the report. The other thing while we're waiting for our groups to return is I was going to show you the agenda for this afternoon. It's just so that you're familiar with that, but also for those of you in town, if you have colleagues or others that you would like to invite, send them a text, tell them to be here at 2 o'clock. But here's the agenda we're going to be working at this afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock. And we'll be kicking off with Scott and Chad in terms of an opening. Then Chair Sutley speaking. Chad Berginnis will be facilitating and moderating that session. The only modification is that Q&A probably is not going to happen due to Sutley's schedule. So that's probably going to be a little bit limited at that point in time. Then from there, I'll do the report of the findings. And part of what we're going to be pulling together here this morning are the recommendations that a small working group of us are going to put together at lunch to be able to have some clarity and consistency in terms of moving forward underneath the major areas we talked about. Then we're going to move into a roundtable forum. New to the roundtable will be Roy Wright with FEMA and John Miller with the New Jersey Association of Floodplain Management. And Jerry Galloway will be facilitating and moderating that roundtable with the idea that we really are trying to focus on the findings of this report and how it relates to current events. And then from there, Jerry will be wrapping up and we'll adjourn. So again, if you have colleagues that you want to send a quick email to, a text to, or whatever, in terms of saying, hey, if you've got a few hours this afternoon, go ahead and put that out. We've got obviously plenty of room in this venue to be able to accommodate folks. And at this point in time, we're hoping to see some media presence, although you never know what's going to happen in terms of who's going to show and who's not going to show for that type of event. So that's what's going to happen this afternoon. And with that, I'm going to go back over to the other screen, and I'm going to, I believe we told Jeff you're going to kick this one off, right? You were last time, now you'll be first. So we'll go ahead and have Jeff report for his group, and then from there we will just walk through the rest of the report outs.